physical courage of which we women know absolutely nothing. Darling! Darling!
Gwendolyn! What does this mean?
Really that I am engaged to Mr. Worthing, Mama.
Come here, sit down immediately. Hesitation of any kind is a sign of mental decay in the young, of physical weakness in the old. Apprised, sir, of my daughter's sudden flight from the trusty maid whose confidence I purchased by means of a small coin, I followed at once by a luggage train. Her unhappy father is, I am glad to say, under the impression she is attending a more than usually lengthy lecture at the University Extension Scheme on the influence of a permanent income on thought. I do not propose to undeceive him. In fact, I have never undeceived him on any question I would consider it wrong. But you will understand that all communication between yourself and my daughter must cease immediately from this moment. On this point, as indeed on all points, I am firm.
I am engaged to be married to Gwendolyn, Lady Bracknell.
You are nothing of the kind, sir. And now, as regards Algernon.
Yes, Aunt Augusta?
May I ask if it is in this house that your invalid friend, Mr. Bunbury, resides?
No, Bunbury doesn't live here. Bunbury is somewhere else at present. In fact, Bunbury is dead.
Dead? When did Mr. Bunbury die? His death seems to have been extremely sudden.
I killed Bunbury this afternoon. I think Bunbury died this afternoon.
Well, what did he die of?
Bunbury was, he was quite exploded.
Was he the victim of some revolutionary outrage? I was not aware that Mr. Bunbury was interested in social legislation. If so, he is well punished for his morbidity.
My dear Aunt Augusta, I mean to say that Bunbury was found out. The doctors found out that Bunbury could not live. That is what I mean. So Bunbury died.
Seems to have had a great confidence in the opinion of his physician. I am glad, however, that Mr. Bunbury made up his mind at the last to some definite course of action and acted under proper medical advice. Now that we have got rid of this Mr. Bunbury, Mr. Worthing, may I ask, who is this young person whose hand my nephew Algernon seems to be holding in a most peculiar manner?
That lady is Miss Cecily Cardew, my ward.
I am engaged to be married to Cecily, Aunt Augusta.
Beg your pardon?
Mr. Moncrief and I are engaged to be married, Lady Bracknell.
Well, I do not know if there is something peculiarly exciting in the air of this particular part of Hertfordshire. But the number of engagements that go on seem to me to be considerably above the average. I've got my statistics for our guidance. I think some preliminary inquiry on my part would not be out of place. Mr. Worthing, is Miss Cardew at all connected with any of the larger railway stations in London? I merely desire information. Until yesterday, I had no idea that there were any families or persons whose origin was a terminus.
Miss Cardew is the granddaughter of the late Sir Thomas Cardew of 149 Belgrave Square, Southwest, Jervis Park, Dorking, Sporran, Fifeshire, NB.
Well, that is not unsatisfactory. 3 addresses often inspire confidence, even in tradesmen. But what proof have I of their authenticity?
I have preserved the court records of the period. They are open to your inspection, Lady Bracknell.
I have known serious errors in that publication.
Miss Cardew's family solicitors are Messrs. Markby, and Markby.
Markby and Markby, a firm of the very highest position of their profession. Indeed, I am told that one of the Mr. Markbys is occasionally to be seen at dinner parties. So far, I am satisfied.
I also have in my possession, you will be pleased to hear, certificates of Miss Cardew's birth, baptism, whooping cough, registration, vaccination, confirmation, and the measles, both the German and English varieties.
Life crowded with incident, I see. Though perhaps somewhat too exciting for a young girl. I am not myself in favor of premature experiences. Come, Gwendolyn. The time approaches for our departure. We have not a moment to lose. As a matter of form, Mr. Worthing, may I ask if Miss Cardew has any little fortune?
Oh, about £130,000 in the funds. That is all. Goodbye, Lady Bracknell. So pleased to have seen you.
Moment, Mr. Worthing. £130,000. And in the funds, Miss Cardew seems to be a most attractive young lady. So few girls of the present age have any really solid qualities. Qualities that last and improve with time. We live, I regret to say, in an age of surfaces. Well, won't you come over here, dear? Oh, yes. Your dress is sadly simple, and your hair almost as nature might have left it, but we can soon alter all that. A thoroughly experienced French maid produces marvelous results in a brief space of time. I remember recommending one to young Lady Lansing, and after 3 months her husband did not know her.
And after 6 months, nobody knew her.
Kindly turn around, sweet child. You think I know the side view is what I want? Oh, yes, there are distinct social possibilities in your profile. The two weak points of our age is want of principle and is want of profile. The chin a little higher, dear. The style largely depends on the way the chin is worn. They are worn very high just at present. Algernon?
Yes, Auntie Esther?
There are distinct social possibilities in Miss Cardew's profile.
Cecily is the dearest, sweetest, prettiest girl in the whole world. I don't care tuppence for social possibilities.
Never speak disrespectfully of society, Algernon. Only people who can't get into it do that. Well, dear, you must know that Algernon has nothing but his debts to depend upon. I do not approve of mercenary marriages. Indeed, when I married Lord Bracknell, I had no fortune of any kind, but I never dreamed of allowing that to stand in my way. So, I feel I must give my consent.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
May kiss me, Cecily.
Thank you, Lady Bracknell.
And you may address me as Aunt Augusta for the future.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
I think the marriage had better take place quite soon.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
To speak frankly, I do not believe in long engagements. They give people an opportunity to find out each other's character before the marriage. I think it's never
I
advisable.
beg your pardon for interrupting you, Lady Bracknell, but this engagement is quite out of the question. I am Miss Cardew's guardian, and she cannot marry without consent until she is of age. That consent I absolutely decline to give.
Upon what grounds, may I ask? Algernon is an extremely, I may say, almost ostentatiously eligible young man. He has nothing, but he looks everything. What more could one desire?
It pains me to have to speak quite frankly to you, Lady Bracknell, about your nephew, but I'm afraid I do not approve of his moral character. I suspect him of being untruthful.
Untruthful? My nephew Algernon Impossible. He is Knoxonian.
I fear there could be no possible doubt about the matter. This afternoon, during my temporary absence in London, on an important question of romance, he obtained admission to my house by means of false pretense of being my brother. Under an assumed name, he drank, I've just been informed by my doctor, an entire pint bottle of Perrier Jouet Brut 89. Wine I was specially reserving for myself. Continuing his disgraceful deception, he continued into the course of the afternoon in alienating my only ward. He subsequently staked the tea and devoured every single muffin. What makes his conduct all the more heartless is that he was perfectly well aware from the first that I had no brother, that I've never had a brother, and I didn't intend to have a brother, not even of any kind. I told him so distinctly myself yesterday afternoon.
Well, Mr. Worthing, after careful consideration, I have decided to entirely overlook my nephew's conduct to you.
Oh, extremely generous of you, Lady. My decision, however, is unalterable. I decline to give my consent.
Come here, dear. How old are you?
Well, I'm really only 18, but I always admit to 20 when I go to evening parties.
You are perfectly right in making some slight alteration. A woman should never be quite accurate about her age. It was so calculating. 18, but admitting to 20 at evening parties. Well, you will soon be of age and free from the restraints of tutelage, so I do not think your guardian's consent is after all of it.
Pray, excuse me, Lady Bracknell, for interrupting you yet again, but I fear I should tell you, according to the terms of her grandfather's will, Miss Cecily Cardew does not come legally of age until she is 35.
Well, that does not seem to me to be a grave objection. 35 is a very attractive age. London society is full of women of the highest birth who have remained 35 for years. Lady Dumbleton is an instance in point. To my own knowledge, she has been 35 since she arrived at the age of 40, which was many years ago now. I see no reason why our dear Cecily should not still be even more attractive at the age you mentioned than she is at present.
Elgie, could you wait for me till I was 35?
Of course I could, Cecily, you know I could.
Yes, I felt it instinctively, but I couldn't wait all that time. I hate waiting even 5 minutes for anybody. It always makes me rather cross. I am not punctual myself, I know, but I do like punctuality in others. Waiting, even to be married, is quite out of the question.
Then what is to be done, Cecily?
I don't know, Mr. Moncrief.
My dear Mr. Worthing, as Miss Cardew states that she cannot possibly wait until she is 35, a remark I'm bound to say she seems to show a bit of impatience. I do beg of you to reconsider your decision.
My dear Lady Bracknell, the matter is entirely in your own hands. The minute you consent to my marriage with Gwendolen, I will allow your nephew to form an alliance with my lord.
You must know that what you propose is out of the question.
Then a passionate celibacy is all that any of us can look forward to.
That is not the destiny that I propose for Gwendolen. Algernon, of course, can choose for himself. Come, dear. We have missed 5, if not 6 trains. To miss any more might expose us to comment on the platform.
Everything is quite ready for the christenings.
Listening, sir. Is that not somewhat premature?
Both these gentlemen have expressed a desire for immediate baptism.
At their age. Well, the idea is grotesque and irreligious. Algernon, I forbid you to be baptized. I will not hear of such excesses. Lord Bracknell would be highly displeased if he learned that this was the way in which you wasted your time and money.
Am I to understand, then, that there ought to be no christenings at all this afternoon?
I don't think that as things are now, it would be of much practical value to either of us.
I am grieved to hear such sentiments from you, Mr. Worthy. They savor the heretical views of the Anabaptists, views that I have completely refuted in 4 of my unpublished sermons. However, as your present mood seems to be one peculiarly secular, I will return to the church at once. Indeed, I have just been informed by the pew that for the last hour and a half, Miss Prism has been waiting for me in the vestry.
Miss Prism! Did I hear you mention a Miss Prism?
Yes, Lady Bracknell, I am on my way to join her.
Pray, allow me to detain you for just a moment. The matter might be of vital importance to Lord Bracknell and myself. Tell me, is this Miss Prism a female of repellent aspect, remotely connected with education?
She is the most cultivated of ladies, and the very picture of respectability.
It is obviously the same person. May I ask what position she holds in your household?
I am a celibate, madam.
Miss Prism, Lady Bracknell, has been for the last 3 years Miss Cardew's esteemed governess and valued companion.
No, in spite of what I hear of her, I must see her at once. Let her be sent for.
She approaches. She is nigh.
I was told you expected me in the vestry, dear Cat. I waited for you there an hour and 3/4.
Prism! Come here, Prism! Prism! Where is that baby? 24 years ago, Prism, you left Lord Bracknell's house, number 104, Upper Grosvenor Street, in charge of a perambulator that contained a baby of the male sex. You never returned. A few weeks later, through the elaborate investigation of the Metropolitan Police, the perambulator was discovered at midnight, standing by itself in a remote corner of Bayswater. It contained the manuscript of a 3-volume novel of more than usually revolting sentimentality, but the baby was not there. Prism, where is that baby?
Lady Bracknell, I admit with shame that I do not know. I only wish I did. The plain facts of the case are these. On the morning of the day that you mentioned, a day that is forever grounded in my memory, I prepared as usual to take the baby out in its perambulator. I had also with me a somewhat old but capacious handbag, in which I had intended to place the manuscript, the work of fiction that I had written during my few unoccupied hours. In a moment of mental abstraction for which I could never forgive myself, I deposited the manuscript in the bassinet and placed the baby in the handbag.
Well, where did you deposit the handbag?
Oh, do not ask me, Mr. Worthing.
Miss Prism, this is a matter of no small importance to me. I insist on knowing where you deposited that handbag.
Oh, I left it in the cloakroom of one of the larger railway stations in London.
What railway station?
Victoria, the Brighton line.
I must retire to my room for a moment. When will it wait here for me?
You're not too long. I've waited for you all my life.
What do you think of me?
Cannot even suspect Dr. Shuffle. He hardly tell you that in families of my constitution, strange coincidences are not supposed to occur. They are not considered the thing.
Uncle Jack seems strangely agitated.
Your guardian has a very emotional nature.
I dislike arguments when it comes to they are always vulgar and often convincing.
It has stopped.
I wish you would find something to
Suspense is terrible. I hope it will last.
Is this the handbag, Miss Prism? Examine it carefully before you speak. The happiness of more than one life depends on your answer.
It seems to be mine. Yes, here is the injury received during the upsetting of a Gower Street omnibus in younger and happier days. Here, a stain in the lining caused by the explosion of a
temperance beverage. An incident that occurred in Learnington. And here, on the lock, my initials. I had forgotten that in an extravagant mood I had them placed there. The bag is undoubtedly mine. Oh, I am delighted to have it so unexpectedly restored to me. It's been such a great inconvenience being without it all these years.
Miss Prism, more is restored to you than this handbag. I was the baby you placed in it. Yes. Mother!
Mr. Wood, I am unmarried.
Unmarried? I do not deny that is a serious blow. But after all, who has the right to cast a stone against one who has suffered? Should not repentance wipe out an act of folly? Why should there be one law for men and another for women? I forgive you, Mother! I missed you.
Mr. Mayor, there's a lady who can tell you who you really are.
Lady Bracknell, I hate to seem inquisitive, but would you kindly inform me who I am?
I am afraid the news I have to give you will not altogether please you. You are the son of my poor sister, Mrs. Moncrief, and consequently Algernon's elder brother.
Alfie's elder brother? I never said I had a brother. I knew I had a brother, Cecily. How could you have doubted that I had a brother? My unfortunate brother! Miss Prism, my unfortunate brother! Gwendolen, my unfortunate brother. Algie! You young scoundrel! You had not better treat me with those!
Until today, old boy, I admit, however, I did my best, though I was unlucky.
But what own are you? What is your Christian name now that you are someone else?
In a sec, I'd quite forgotten that point. I suppose your decision on the subject of my name is irrevocable.
I never change. Only in my affections.
What a noble nature you have, Gwendolen.
Then the question had better be answered at once. On to Augusta, a moment. When Miss Prism had deposited me in the handbag, had I been christened already?
Every luxury that money could buy, including christening, had been lavished on you by your fond and doting parents.
Then I had been christened, it's settled! Now, what name was I given? Begin with the worst.
Being the eldest, you were, of course, christened after your father.
Yes, but what was my father's Christian name?
I don't seem to recall at the present moment. I know the General had a Christian name. He was eccentric, I admit, but only in later years, and that was due to the Indian climate and marriage and indigestion and things of that
Algie, you don't have any recollection of what our father's Christian name was?
My dear boy, we were hardly even on speaking terms. He died before I was a year old.
His name would appear in army lists of the period, Aunt Augusta.
The General was essentially a man of peace, except in his domestic life. But I have no doubt his name would appear in any military directory.
The army lists of the last 40 years are here. These delightful records should have been my constant study. M. Generals, Malam, Max Bomb, lively, what ghastly names they have. Mark B, Migsby, Mobbs, Moncrief, Lieutenant 1840, Captain, Lieutenant Colonel, Colonel, General 1869, Christian names. Ernest John! Gwendolen, my name is actually Ernest. I mean, it naturally is Ernest.
Yes, I recall now the General was called Ernest. I knew there was some reason why I disliked the name.
My own Ernest, I knew from the first that you could have no other name.
Gwendolen, it is very painful for a man to find out suddenly that all his life he's been speaking nothing but the truth. Can you forgive me?
I can. For I feel that you are sure to change.
My own one.
Letitia!
Gwendolyn, that's
My nephew! You seem to be displaying signs of triviality.
On the contrary, Aunt Augusta, I've now realized for the first time in my life the vital importance of being earnest.